Patricia Gibson.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Like so many other people in the room today who have spoken, I too welcome and support the commitment of 0.7% of national income commitment to foreign aid. But in departure with some of the comments that have just been made, and I understand comments that have been made earlier in the debate, I do understand and I do recognise that some of our constituents do have concerns about this particular issue. But I urge every member in this House not to underestimate the power, the effect of hysterical right-wing media tabloid press, which has aggressively campaigned to discredit, in my view, not just the 0.7% commitment, but the idea of foreign aid altogether. And I think that has not been snippy or snifty or whatever the word was used. I think that is simply to ask for more responsible journalism.
Hear, hear.
This commitment is the right thing to do. The UK has a good story to tell, and it's about time we were on the front foot telling that story. But of course, we must make sure that what is given and what is spent reaches where it should and goes where it's supposed to. How much support we offer those who are much less fortunate than ourselves is a measure of who we are. And as has been said much earlier in this debate, the choice between austerity at home and aid abroad is a false choice, and we should have no truck with it. Of course, we could gradually turn our backs and gradually come round to the view that the people who we are talking about live in a country far away from us, and it's not our problem. Or we can continue to open our hands and open our hearts and recognise that such suffering in the world diminishes us all. And it diminishes us even further if we can do more in our power to prevent or mitigate it, and we do less than we can. I don't think that's who we are. I don't think that's who the people of Scotland are. I don't think that's who the people across the UK are. And it's about time we were more proud and more vocal of the support that we give.
Difference between being concerned about individual aspects of DFID spending and being opposed to international aid completely. And this idea that the British people who've signed this petition are so stupid that they've been taken in by sort of right-wing propaganda and that we should just dismiss their concerns out of hand, instead of actually looking at what those concerns are about and trying to address them with fair and reasonable answers. I think she's completely wrong.
Well, what I would say to the honourable gentleman is that what I'm talking about is journalism that is not responsible. There are some sections of the right wing. There are some sections of the right wing. Some sections of the right-wing media that if I read the football scores in them, I'd need to check them. So I wouldn't believe everything that I read in certain sections of the right-wing media, of course.
Also some unacceptable left-wing media as well.
Well, I'm confining my remarks today to the misinformation that's been perpetrated about foreign aid in an attempt with the sole agenda of undermining that 0.7 commitment. Yep. And I think that's despicable, because that is in effect waging a press war against the most vulnerable people in our planet. And I think that is wholly outrageous, and we should be willing to say so.
Thank you for giving way. Would she accept that, as far as I can see, nobody in this room who has stood up and put questions about, in particular, the aid to the Palestinian Authority and the desire for transparency, nobody is saying that the 0.7% is wrong. In fact, everyone who's made that point has made a very firm commitment to the 0.7% and the desire for transparency.
Absolutely. And I don't think I have said, and I apologise if it's come across as so, I have not suggested that we should not scrutinise this budget. But what I'm saying is, I think the agenda of certain sections of the press is to undermine the entire ethos of the 0.7 commitment and, of course, the foreign aid altogether. Yep. I recognise what the Honourable Lady said about nobody questioning the 0.7%, but we must be careful where this agenda takes us. Aid at its current level, in my view, must continue. To reduce this aid is to say that we don't have any particular commitment or humanitarian responsibility to those who are born into the very worst poverty. Poverty that, despite foreign visits might give you an insight to, people in this room probably really can't even comprehend. We're talking about some of the least the least well-off people on our planet. And I don't think that to say that these people, we don't have a particular responsibility to them, I don't think that's something that we want to be saying. And I think we have to be very careful about where the right-wing agenda in the certain sections of the tabloid press takes us. And I think we have to be very mindful of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeremy Lefroy.